Well, we're back again after a couple of attempts. First attempt, second attempt, and I thought I made enough changes, but I'm not, so I made some changes on the very last one. So let me show you what's happening here. So one of the things we need to do is make sure this thing fits, and it's going to fit, and it fits really tight in there. It's a little bit of a give in there, which is kind of what you want, so it goes up and down. I was even thinking that maybe we lube it up just a little bit with some of the silicone door lubricant that folks like to use on their garage doors, but it's on a piece of metal. It probably would help it a little bit. All right. Then the other thing is, does it fit in this hole? It actually does fit in this hole, and it fits really well. Right up until that. What's going on there is that's when they drill the hole for these things, there's some bits of metal that are sticking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to file those bits of metal off and see almost. With the original part, it didn't matter much because it had those holes in it. So what you do, you just slide it kind of down in there, and it would just miss those things. But it's probably a reason I'm not a mass manufacturer kind of person. A little bit more. Okay, so back again. Sorry, you were not in the shot. And it goes. And the holes even line up. That's pretty awesome, man. All right, so let me see if I can put some screws in there. Put this thing back together. And then we'll have Chris take it for a long-term test ride. All right, what do I need? Get me a rather large Phillips. I've got tons of Phillips around here for dealing with very small things, but not very very large. I think I got an idea. This will be okay, I think. Help if I line up the hole here. Oh, all right. With their hole. Ah. when you know it, the holes don't align. So what that probably means is this thing, when it was made, was probably done, put in here and drilled. And so the holes should be made up. Just make sure there, and of course there. And only one way. Okay, where's the other one? There it is. Alrighty. That's in there. And we need a couple of things. The original bits here. Has a rubber stopper on it, which we'll need to do that as well. Rubber stopper. And Chris wasn't for sure how this went, but I believe, after talking to him, I believe it goes this way. So you have a washer, and you have a ball bearing set. So this is going to rest on the bottom here, and between the washer and between the washer and with the ball bearings, you'll have a way to rotate. So here we go, on to the top. A couple of washers. Let's see if I can open this thing up so you can see what's going on. Okay, a couple of washers and a spring clip. We should have a working thing now. Cool. The old, put on the new, and time to give it a test drive. So, show off some of my messiness stuff here, but I want you to test drive it. As a drummer guy, ooh yeah. Go all the way down, all the way up. It feels solid. Well, solid enough because my floor is is it solid enough? Don't know. It's janky around a little bit. Let's see here. You know, it's moving around a little bit. I wonder if that other one would have done a better job. So let's see what happens here. See what happens if we put the second attempt on this thing. See how it works. Clip off, clip on, clip on. All right, off you come here. There you go. see. Yeah, that thing's pretty loose in there now. Maybe I was just trying to be too nice. Oh yeah, come right out. Let's see. This is a second attempt. Clean that up just a little bit since it's actually might actually go in there. All right. All right, hold on. Ooh, look at that. Beat it to fit, paint to match. Feel like I'm doing government work now. Okay. There we go. Let's see if we can now get this thing to go on. It ought to be, I was afraid it's going to be too tight. And it may not be. Oh, crap. Okay. More force here. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put the thing on right first. There. That goes on top. I'm going to get a little of my spray lube. A little bit on here. Where's my sacrificial rag? Clean up my mess. Alrighty. That could have been done on the last one. See how well this is going to work. Alrighty. Here we go. be a bit stiff. I think you wear on this a little bit, that'll probably be all right. So let's try this. You know, I think we're going to roll with that. I'll give him the other one, let him make the decision. Yeah, it's kind of hard going up and down, but once it gets in spot, it's in the spot. And I think after a little bit of up and down and rubbing on that, it'll wear that plastic down. It'll be just fine. But I am not the end customer. Chris is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact Chris and let him make that decision. Because that's just a hair bit too loose once this gets in there. Just a hair. But I will let him make that decision. But it does work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix me some stuff. Give me a little bite to eat. Give Chris a call. Give my client, I say my client, friend, whatever, friend of my sister's who needed a hand, what I came up with. He can decide whether it's good or it's bad or he doesn't like it or those sorts of things, and we can certainly try again. But I think with the current state of what that is and what I'm able to do, that's not quite as good as it's going to get, because this is the other side of that, which ain't bad either. It's just it's going to take a little more dialing in, and I think that we can do that at another time, and I'll let him get on back to having his drum set, his drum kit fully functional and way to go. So, as always, whether it's from my failures or your successes, hope you learned something today.